Focusing on the element of fire today. Come to the top of the mat. Take the hands to the hips and just rise up onto your tippy toes, onto releve, and then let the heels drop. Do that twice more. Inhale, coming up to releve, and exhale, heels drop. Do this a couple more times, but begin to engage your pelvic floor muscles and lift up through your low abs such that you feel like you have a little bit more control of the movement. So now inhale, lift the heels up, but try to lower the heels really slowly. Feel all the muscles of the legs engage. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, super slow to let the heels come down. Last one. Slowest one ever, heels drop. Just shake the wrists now. So just sort of like you were shaking water from your hands. You're just going to shake, shake, shake. Shake the hands high, shake them low. A great way to just sort of wake up in the morning as well, or anytime you just need an energy boost. And then take the hands back to the hips, keeping the pelvic floor engaged. Bend the knees slightly, and you're just going to take a couple little jumps. So just inhale, jump up, and then as you land, make yourself land very softly. So the heels come down, you're bending the knees to launch up and to land. Just 3 more little hops. Again, thinking of pulling the pelvic floor up and in. Good, and then come to center, feet hip width apart, parallel. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, bow. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step it back to plank pose. Right away, send your navel towards your chin here. Spread the fingers wide, press down through all the knuckles evenly. Press the heels back. Hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Exhale, drop all the way to the ground, or you can take the knees down first for cobra pose. So hands stay directly underneath the shoulder heads, press the hips down, kneecaps lift, and peel the heart off the ground. Think of your heart like a flashlight that's shining forward and then up. 2 deep breaths here. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Pedal through the legs. Shift the weight around, the left foot and the right, maybe even making some hip circles in this dog. Just warming up the body here. Good, and then step the right foot between the hands. Take the hands to the hips again, coming into a lunge. You're going to bend the back knee deeply and just take some little pulses with that back knee. Little pulses, little pulses. So the goal is that the front thigh would be parallel to the floor. That may or may not be true for you right now. That's okay. Little pulses for 3, 2, 1, and then hold at your lowest point. Lengthen your tailbone down. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Pick a focal point in front of you and balance. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Drop the knee even lower to the ground. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Nice. Exhale, hands frame the foot. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, drop the knees and come to all fours. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, press the floor away, round the low back, chin into chest, make that Halloween cat shape. And 2 more like that, inhaling. Exhaling completely. Good, find the spine parallel to the floor now. Take your right knee a little bit more towards your midline. So it's not directly at the midline, but just a little bit more towards the midline. And then you're going to take your left knee out wide like you're a dog peeing on a fire hydrant, and then lowering it very slowly. So do that a few more times. So the left knee is almost like in this goalpost, reverse goalpost shape. It opens, and then it lowers very slowly. Inhale up. Exhale, just like when you lowered your heels to the ground when we started. See if you can really slow down this movement and awaken the core body. If you want to test yourself a little more, come up to spidey hands on the right. And you're lifting that left knee up and down. Those of you who want an even deeper challenge now, Take that right elbow in a goalpost shape as well. So you inhale, the two limbs move apart from one another. Exhale, they draw back together. Opening for 2. Super slow, controlled descent for 3. Last one, open 2. Slow, controlled descent for 3. Stay here, reach the right arm forward and the left foot back. Inhale, it's almost like you find that up cat shape. Exhale, pull the knee and elbow towards one another as you round. Now that you know the motion, inhale, come back. Stay here with both limbs off the ground and make a little cough. Right? So I want you to feel your low abs catch. So it's almost like you wanted to say, huh, right? Huh, huh. And feel your low abs catch, and then keeping the low abs caught, draw the knee and elbow towards one another and open. A few more, drawing them together. It's when they begin to open apart again that your low abs might disengage. So find that you can literally cough or laugh out loud if you need to, whatever you need to find that low ab engagement. Last time. Good, set both legs down on the floor. Take the hips in a big circle. And now press back, downward facing dog. Your choice. Inhale to flow forward to plank, chaturanga, or you could lower to the floor again and take cobra. After that, vinyasa will all meet downward facing dog. Good, take the left foot between the hands, hands to hips coming into our lunge on the second side. Bend the back knee deeply, and right away, little pulses. So keeping the heart rate elevated here. Think of lengthening the tailbone down towards the floor, and imagine you were wearing a big belt buckle that you wanted to move up towards your chin. Last 3, 2, 1. Now go to your lowest point, hover, hands to prayer, squeeze everything in towards the midline, and then go a little bit lower still. So maybe your knee is almost grazing the mat. Hold, 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 hold. Squeeze everything into the midline. Exhale, hands frame the foot. Step it back, downward facing dog. Rocking forward to plank, and let's hold plank. So press the heels back. Once again, imagine that belt buckle moving towards your chin. From here, take your hips down in space slightly, but think of your ribs knitting up towards the ceiling. Sending the breath deep into the body. Inner thighs lift up, heels press back. Once again, take the hips down 2 inches. See if you can lift the ribs up 2 inches. When you need to, knees touch the ground. Exploring the second side. So this time, the right knee is going to lift in that dog peeing on a fire hydrant shape and gently lower. Remember, you can take that left knee a little bit into the midline if you need to. Not all the way, just a touch if that helps with your balance. So inhale, the knee lifts. Exhale, you put the brakes on by using your abs to slowly lower the knee down. 2 more like this. And now tent up on the left fingertips, only if you want that additional challenge. And you're taking the knee back to the midline as slow and controlled as possible. Last time. And then only if you want that deepest challenge, you'll make a goalpost with the left arm opening for 2 and slowly closing for 3. Once again, think of coughing or making that belly laugh sensation so that the low abs catch. And your last time here. Keep everything lifted, both limbs lifted. Left arm reaches forward, right leg is back. Exhale, knee and elbow connect as you dome the low back. And now once you know the shape, bringing this core integrity to it, extend both limbs apart from one another, cough or laugh. Feel those low abs pull up and in, and then keep them caught like that as you move through this motion a few more times. It's on the inhale when you extend the limbs apart from one another that catch can sometimes fall apart. That core control isn't quite there, in which case belly laugh or cough again. Last one. Set all limbs down on the ground. Nice job. Come onto your seat. Now for beginners who feel like they don't have a lot of core strength, I love this exercise. You're going to take the soles of the feet to the floor, and you're going to hold the hands really gently just behind the thighs. Inhale, get tall, and then exhale. Imagine your tailbone had a paintbrush on it and it wanted to paint towards your heels. Right? So you're coming into a posterior pelvic tilt a little bit. Right? So your tailbone is yearning towards your heels. And then pull your abdominals back down into your body. Now relax your shoulders and your face. Notice if they've tensed up. And then from here, do a little test and see if you can take 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4, maybe all fingers away from the thighs and maintain this position. And if you need to catch back on, that's fine. Do that belly laugh again. Or cough, right? So, or keep the belly button pulling back towards the spine. Think of the sitting bones and the tailbone wanting to kiss the heels. And once again, test your balance here. You can stay with this if you want to play and go a little deeper now. Extend the legs in front of you. Point the toes. Reach the arms forward and imagine you're hugging a giant beach ball here. Inhale, get tall first, so imagine a string coming out the crown of your head, and then same sensation. It's like your sitting bones and your tailbone had little brushes attached to them. They want to paintbrush towards your heels. So it's almost like the low back is rounding. Posterior pelvic tilt. Again, cough or go and pull the abs in. So if you're coughing and laughing this whole sequence, it's okay. And then you want to lean back. So much so that you find a place that's challenging to hold. Now, not so challenging that you begin to strain in other parts of the body, just that place where you feel the core is really, really turned on. Make that or cough if you need to. The place that's sort of the wobbliest, the shakiest for you. Hold. And then when you need to, nice, exhale. Come on down to the ground. Lie down on your back. Nice. Inhale, take both legs up to the sky. Best you can. If they can't be straight, that's okay. And then think of your back ribs and your head pressing into the ground. And your sacrum really pressing into the ground. But where your lumbar spine is, your low back, there's just like a peak of light coming through. You can have 2 options. Your hands alongside the body, alongside your seat. If you feel like your core is not super strong or you've been, a little bit struggling so far, it's no big deal. If you're that person who wants the extra challenge, take your arms overhead into spidey hands and think of pulling the floor apart with your hands. So it's as if the floor was going to rip like a piece of paper above your head into left and right pieces. From there, again, keep the back ribs knit down towards the floor. Lower the right leg really slowly and lift. Left leg really slow and lift. And remember, you can always have the hands alongside the body. You can even have the hands, I'll show, underneath the seat, right? If you're having a hard time keeping the low back in its neutral curve, meaning it's not flattened towards the floor, but it's the lower belly is engaged and the belly button is moving towards the floor. So if you lower the leg too much in this position, just keep alternating legs, what you'll see is that the ribs will begin to no longer have that firm contact. The back ribs won't have that firm contact with the ground. And you'll begin to overarch in the low back. So don't get attached to how far you come down. Just think of feeling your deepest abs here. So on an exhale, you lower, inhale, you lift, alternating. And then only if you're that person who wants the additional extra challenge, lower both legs and find again, it's like that spot where things are a little unstable, but you're able to really feel the core wobbling, shaking, working, that fire growing stronger. For 3, for 2, for 1, and then pull the knees into the chest, rock and roll up. And we'll end our time together just with a forearm plank to sort of integrate everything we've played with. So shoulders are over the elbows. And we'll just hold here for 45 seconds together. So right away, come on up into it. Press the heels back. And then again, think of that belt buckle moving towards your chin. It's like someone took an ice cream scoop and was hollowing out your belly from the pubic bone to the belly button. Think of the hips moving down 2 inches and the ribs moving up towards the ceiling 2 inches, even if it's just energetic. Keep the breath full. Inner thighs squeeze. Think hips lower, ribs higher. Ice cream scoop hollowing out the belly. Last 10 seconds here. Little shaking's okay. You can find that huh again if you want. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Hold, 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 hold. And then exhale, release, coming into your Sphinx pose. Elbows under the shoulders, lift the heart. Engage the legs, lift the kneecaps up off the ground. And only if it feels right to you and your body, you can press the hands into the mat as well and just straighten the elbows just a touch, just a tiny bit. So not straightening, just moving them towards straight. And just maybe moving left and right to stretch out the abdominals a little bit. Nice work. Follow this fiery core strength class up with any sequence that appeals to you. So you could do some more yoga, some stretching. You could also just even this out by taking a forward fold and then coming to lie down in Shavasana, whatever feels nourishing for you. Great work, and I hope you feel enlivened and awake. From my heart to yours. Namaste.